Hi and welcome to AFTV. It's now time for a fan roundup. Straight away, everyone's talking about squad depth and you can see the drop in quality from the first team to the second string team. So let's talk. Who you lot want in January? Who's going to strengthen this side?
I'd say Tielemans and a striker in particular. But
Zaha.
I would say personally, I mean, like I said to you last week at the bridge, I would want an Ivan Toney, but realistically, I think the board will go for someone like a Zaha that can play on a wing / like centre forward.
Who does he replace?
Who? Tielemans.
Zaha.
That's the question. That's the tricky question because Saka and Martinelli, I love both of them. Like obviously Martinelli didn't come through HLM, but Saka and Martinelli, when they're both on the wings, they give like opposition fullbacks havoc, man. And yeah, man, tonight's game it just showed like the lack of strength and depth and the quality that we have. Thomas Partey, for me, is Arsenal's most important player, man, because the midfield engine that he does around the middle of the park it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, you mentioned Tielemans. Does he walk into that 11 then? Arsenal 11?
I don't know what other Goonies think, but I would prefer him over Odegaard. For me, you put Tielemans in front of Xhaka and Partey. That reminds me that he's not a natural 10, but it will then allow Xhaka to play a bit further forward because Xhaka then plays onto the left and Tielemans could just play on the right side of him, and Partey naturally is our deep line defensive midfielder, so he will sit a bit deeper. But I think Tielemans will be a great signing.
All right, so Tielemans. So you say Tielemans walks into the 11. Let us know if you agree with that as well. Does he walk in over Odegaard?
But he'll be a good signing. But I prefer him over Odegaard. All Arsenal fans listening to this right now, when do you ever know a captain to get substituted as many times as Odegaard? For me, I find that quite worrying. Odegaard's a very technically gifted footballer, don't get me wrong. I love Odegaard. Not saying Odegaard's a rubbish player, but I think Tielemans is just that extra little bit. He has that extra little bit of talent that can, creative wise, he'll get you more goals. His assist his output for me is a lot more creative than Odegaard's, and I think he will do a lot more in the big games. Like you put Tielemans in a game like this tonight, he doesn't go missing in like certain games like this, but I'm talking away at the Etihad, away at Anfield, Liverpool. We've got some big games coming on in January. I think Tielemans in those sort of games, quality, man.
I hear what you're saying about the captain getting subs, but we saw Aubameyang be a captain, be subbed a few times. We saw Xhaka be a captain. It's not always the best players are captains. They do get substituted, but I hear your point. I'm going to go to you, my friend. Who are you needing to see in January for Arsenal to improve in depth?
My friend here, definitely Tielemans.
Tielemans as well, yeah?
Strengthening it 100%.
Yeah.
We need a striker, but I don't know who right now.
Yep.
Even if we don't get a striker, we could potentially put Martinelli up front. Have you seen us this season? He's been very energetic. Got added loads of goals and assists to his game. He's been amazing.
Okay, does Tielemans come for you? Is he coming in to be a number 2 or is he coming in to go straight into the 11?
Right now, for me, I think he's got to be on the bench right now because our midfield right now is so strong. I don't know who you could drop. You can't drop Martin Odegaard. You can't drop Xhaka, and you can't drop Partey.
Cool. Let me go to you. Who do you want to see in January?
I want to see two players. I want to see Tielemans and Mudryk if possible.
Yep.
But Tielemans, I feel like how he just stood on the bench. I feel like Fabio Vieira is supposed to be the one to compete with Odegaard, but it's not really working out. But I feel like Tielemans, because he's got Premier League experience, he can come in. If Odegaard has a bad game, he can have his chance and he can do better than Fabio Vieira if he wants to. And Mudryk, he's a baller, man. Like he just cause like danger on the wings.
Yep.
Like just same as Reece Nelson came in. We need that for the other side now because Martinelli's comfortable. Smith Rowe, we saw he's injury prone right now.
Yep.
But Mudryk, he can do his thing there as well. So
you're not waiting for Smith Rowe to return from injury?
Of course I'm waiting for Smith Rowe. I'll say Smith Rowe is himself. He's injury prone. So let's say Martinelli's injured and then Smith Rowe, you can't really rely on him because he's not up to scratch right now. Mudryk can come in and be a replacement for them both. So you need that, yeah.
Okay, what about you? January, who do you want to see?
I'd have to disagree with these guys here because me personally, I feel like having a midfield backup is more of a priority than a winger because we have Smith Rowe coming back from injury and we know how vital he is. He's a goal scorer. Last season he scored 10 goals and he didn't play all the games from what I can remember. But I think we should go for someone that's more suited in the system that Arteta's implemented into this Arsenal team. I think we should look into getting Danilo from the Brazilian league. I think he's a very good prospect, amazing prospect. I also think we should look into getting Tielemans. I think Tielemans, he does not replace Odegaard's role. Tielemans replaces Xhaka's role, but I wouldn't swap him for Xhaka because Xhaka's having the season of his life right now. It's an amazing redemption. But I would play Tielemans in that role because Tielemans, he's proven that he can be a goal scorer from outside the box, long range. But he's also he flourishes as a box-to-box midfielder in that role. So I think a midfield is more of a priority than a winger because we have players coming back. But yeah,
I'm with you. And Danilo, great great shout as well. What a quality player he is. What about you, sir?
Big ups, big ups. So first of all, the reason why City are winning titles are because they've got in their squad. You know what I mean? Like they've got decent players. You play against City's Team B, and they can still hurt you. You know what I mean? So basically, we are a big club. We need to strengthen. So generally, I would choose. I mean, there were guys doing this debate over Maddison and Tielemans. I would choose Tielemans. Why? Because Tielemans is a pure midfielder. You know what I mean? I would choose him over Lokonga, basically. Yeah. So we have
to replace who though? Xhaka or Martin Odegaard or number 2?
I wouldn't say he would walk straight into the team. Yeah. But then there are days that Partey would even play. He wouldn't have his best game. Xhaka would play. He wouldn't have his best game. But then the reason for you having top players, having some even on the bench, is the fact that they can come in and change the course of the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Tielemans wouldn't walk into the first team, but then having the Tielemans is better than Lokonga. You know what I mean? It's a decent player, Premier League proven. He's solid. He's tough. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean now teams are starting to fear us. I mean, as a big club and all that, and we need to take advantage of that and act as a big club. You know what I mean? There is money, isn't it? We are sat on top of Premier League. We go to Wolves, we win World Cup, still top of Premier League. Generally, we get a chance to sign decent players. And we see what happens. I mean, top 4 was the ambition for this season, but look at us. Everyone is like amazed. I mean, you see all these pundits, I mean, like, they hate and that. But then we ride on, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's see what would happen and all that. But proud to be a Gunner, man. Big obsessed, man.
Big up respect, man.
Easy.
Man saying Tielemans, and everyone's talking about Tielemans, and, you know, fair play. He's been on great form so far. But what about you? Who is the player that you want to see in January?
Zaha. We have a chance to get
Zaha, yeah?
Of course, yeah. We need to get. We have a chance. The guy, his contract is finished already. Yeah. So we need to get.
Does he start for Arsenal? Does he walk into the starting 11?
Never care. I don't care. I need to see him. I need to see him in my team.
Yeah.
That guy. You know that when Ferguson, when he won the league, I don't know what was that on that time, but he brought Barcelona from Henry Larsson. I don't know if you remember all of that. He won the league in January, after January. So Zaha is a chance. I'm seeing that.
Will Arteta be able to handle his personality, do you think?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. Let me go to you. One name, January. Who do you want? Who's the most important?
I think a party replacement, so I'd say Tielemans. I've been asking everyone the whole night, Maddison or Tielemans. Robbie told me Maddison, Troops told me Tielemans. So I pose this question to all Arsenal fans, Maddison or Tielemans. For me, they're both obviously important, different roles.
Yeah.
But
who do you choose?
I'm choosing Tielemans.
Okay, cool.
So I think Partey, he's the only player in his sort of section on the pitch that he can perform.
Yeah.
I feel Vieira, he's not quite there, but he can perform to the standard that Odegaard plays if he works out enough. But
does Tielemans walk into this first 11?
Well, I could ask you the same question: Zinchenko or Tierney, who walks into the first 11?
Zinchenko for me.
Zinchenko, okay. It's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
And I feel if we have Tielemans in this squad, and we're debating Tielemans, Xhaka, Partey, who gets in the squad, it's a good problem to have. And at the end of the day, at a club who wants to be fighting at the top, winning the league, that's the sort of problem we need to have at this football club. And that's for me. So I'm going Tielemans personally.
Okay, that was a safe answer though. If he walked into the first 11, but who does he push out? You just said it doesn't matter. It's either going to be Xhaka, Partey, or well, some people are saying Odegaard. It doesn't matter as long as there's competition there.
I think Tielemans suits more the role that Xhaka's playing in terms of that advanced 8.
Right.
But you know, Xhaka's been phenomenal this season. You can't really drop him at the end of the day.
Fair.
But
go on.
If Tielemans plays in that advanced role, I know he's more right-handed or right-sided for Leicester. It just gives us another dynamic into our attack. You know, if Xhaka's not really working, teams are deciding to let's defend Xhaka. You can bring on Tielemans. He plays on the right-hand side, could unlock something. And just think of an attack of Partey, Tielemans and Odegaard. That's
lovely.
That's scary for most defenders.
It's lovely.
No matter what team you play for, it's not something you want to go up against.
Okay,
and then when we've got Saka, Jesus and Martinelli, you know, people talk about Zaha as well. That's a naughty attack. And
that'd be very dangerous. Hopefully will give us that Premier League title we all want. Let me go to you guys. Give me a name, January, position, player. Give me a player that we need in January.
A player we need to be looking at that, like that front three from today.
Yeah.
Like we had a good defense. I'm not gonna, even though we let into but we had a good strong defense. Like before the game, I was like, this looks strong.
Yep.
But that midfield again was looking strong. But that front three, they need to be killer today. You know what I mean?
Yep. So we need a striker, basically.
We need a striker and we need some wingers, bro. How many were cutting in, giving that like through ball today?
I'll be honest, I couldn't watch it because it wasn't streamed anywhere. I was at the studio.
My brother, where were you?
We was trying to watch. We saw highlights. That's all we could watch.
Oh, my fucking highlight, man. What the fuck is this?
It wasn't streamed anywhere for everyone that's watching.
Alright, I'll give you that. Okay, it's cool. But on like a cut-in, like we needed that guy coming in, like giving the crosses, giving the play. We needed a playmaker today. That squad was set out. It was strong. I didn't realize at the beginning, I'll admit. But we needed a strong, reliable. Yeah, we needed Zaha. We needed someone getting in behind. Because if we needed Zaha and we needed a playmaker. How many playmakers do we have in that squad today?
Well, Fabio Vieira was supposed to be that.
But was he?
I don't know, was he?
Answer the question, man.
I didn't see the game!
Answer the question from your fucking highlights, my nigga. Like,
bro, I didn't see the game. You saw the game, was he?
I saw the game? No!
That's all I need to hear, so we need a playmaker.
We needed a playmaker on our backup, because once we lose Odegaard, what the fuck are we doing?
I like that. All right, what about you? Give me one name for January. A player?
Well, all I would say is don't watch today, right? Yep. So today, you know, it wasn't a good result, it wasn't a good performance, but I ain't bothered about that, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're still top of the league. Yep. We've got to do the business on Wolves on Saturday, and that's it.
Okay, so no player, but we have to do the business on Wolves. Yeah, exactly. Is the team strong enough then to challenge, continue?
I think so, yeah, but the thing is we don't have the depth, so we've got 11, 12, 13, maybe 13 players that can do the job.
Okay, give me a name for January. What everyone keeps talking about squad depth, and the drop is so drastic from the first team to the second string team. Who would you like to see in January? Give me one.
Tielemans.
Everyone's talking.
Goal of the season, goal of the month. Probably one of those two or both. And yeah, if we put him there, I think we'll have a strong midfield. We've got a good defense. Gabriel's doing the shift. Saliba's doing the best, that he can. Yep. Ben White stepped up. Granit Xhaka's also stepped up. Even Gabriel Jesus, he's doing his thing. Martinelli and Nketiah, everybody. I think if we just get a strong midfield and we go and play City, then I can say we can win the title.
Who does he replace? Who does Tielemans replace in the Arsenal 11?
I'd say maybe Sambi Lokonga. Or perhaps Xhaka's doing pretty good. I think he's good. I'd say probably Sambi Lokonga, because I'm going to be honest, he's a good player. He's got good potential, but with players that we got on the squad, I think the best option for him could probably be go on loan or maybe go on a transfer. One of those two, because where's he really going to go on the team? We've got a stacked midfield.
Yep.
And if we add Tielemans there, it's guaranteed that, we'll have a strong midfield. Okay. No disrespect to him, but, at least we can play our football, get the points, and do what we got to do.
And have a bit more strength and depth. What are you going to say before we wrap up? Go.
May I say, my bro, I respect your opinion. You're right, but you're wrong.
Okay.
I like this guy.
So I'm just saying, like, you saying Lokonga needs to go. Where was Vieira today? Come on, my bro.
True, but at the end of the day, I'd say we just signed him. Let's give him a little bit more game time, because we can't just, jump on this bandwagon to say, okay, let's sign a player and then let's get him out straight away. Let's give him some game time. Honestly, if he doesn't play well, then we can sell him or send him on loan or something like that.
Okay.
The way I see it, Lokonga's been there. He's not really getting on gear, making shit happen. But for Vieira, we just signed him. It's easy to go off on him on one game, but when he played Brentford, he was pretty solid. Yeah. And he also scored a goal, and a pretty good goal too.
But has he ever been... Can you really answer this question? Has he ever been outstanding? He has been standard. He has been good. He has been, he's that little side thing that you're like, okay, they're pretty good. They give good. But is he, out there? Do you really think of him? Because I think we're that standard.
Okay. Let me just, to wrap up, let me put it to the comments. People watching, Fabio Vieira or Lokonga, who needs the loan? Who needs to stay? Let us know in the comments. Let me know between Maddison and Tielemans as well. That was another question that got thrown up in the fan roundup. And then lastly, one name. Who will you be looking to sign in January? Like this video if you like this video, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.